Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me today. Just going to go through the weekly newsletter here in detail for February 22nd to February 28th. As you can see, we're at the bottom of February's calendar. We are going to be moving from a waxing crescent this Sunday at 33% basically through first quarter on Tuesday the 24th at 50% illuminated, all the way to Saturday the 28th as we approach full moon. At that point we'll be at 92.7, 93% illuminated. So the moon's getting brighter this week. It's a great time for observing or imaging double stars, open clusters, and the moon itself. It offers also this month, all during the week, you'll have a beautiful early in the evening, like right after sunset, you'll have a perfect opportunity to see a mix of planetary planets that are just lined up and great for observing. On the 28th, they will be basically in a line. I had that one post that I just did on that. So here's the best targets to go through. Again, comets. Remember to go to Skyhound Comet Chasing. There's the link for finder charts and information about each comet. I'll also get comet information from Starwalk at that link. For the final week of February, the cometary landscape is dominated by a bright evening visitor and some fading interstellar celebrities. Since we'll be dealing with a waxing gibbous moon hitting the first quarter on the 24th, focusing on the brighter targets that are essential. Probably the biggest one is Comet C 2024 E1 Wirchos. Early morning. It's currently best comet in the sky for amateur astronomers. It's past its closest approach to Earth on the 17th of February and remains well positioned for observers in the northern magnitude, in the northern area. Magnitude is negative 8.6 to 9.2. It's fading slightly throughout the week, and here's an image that was captured of it, and you can see it right there. It's moving through Cetus to Eridnus, best viewed shortly after sunset in the southwest sky. It sets around 7:30 to 8 p.m. local mountain time, my time. Observing tip, on the 27th, it will pass very close to galaxy NGC 1065, while the moonlight will make the galaxy faint, if at all observable, depending on the instrument you're using. The comet should still appear as a distinct condensed fuzzy patch for imagers or those with decent aperture. You can see that in the image here. Also, 24P Shumas is located in Bootes. Great early morning comet right now. It actually went through a starburst, had a volcanic icy eruption that really increased the visibility. So if you're up early in the morning, take a look for 24P Shumas. Lunar observing this week, we've got a terrific trio, February 22nd through the 24th. It approaches the first quarter. 3 massive craters near the equator provide the best 3D depth in the solar system. Theophilus, the star of the show, will, with either a visual telescope or imaging, the massive multiple central peaks, as you can see there in the central image there, will show incredibly jagged detail. Look for the terrace walls where the rim has slumped inward. And I think this image that I got really shows that really well. You can see Silas and Katharina. These older neighbors show how impacts degrade over time. You can see those here. Notice how Theophilus actually overlaps the rim of Cyrillus, proving it's the younger of the 2 craters. So they're side by side right there. Great shot from Tom that I picked up on that. The Serpentine Ridge, its location is Mare Serenitatis, the Sea of Serenity. Why observe this? It's a wrinkle ridge, Dorsium Smirnov. In most telescopes, it will look like a literal vein popping out of the lunar surface. It's a low relief feature, so it's only visible when the sun is at a low angle, basically early in the week, and here you can see it. It really does look like a vein, I think. I agree with that. Straight wall Rupus recta. It's in the Mare Nubium. Why observe? It's the most famous fault line on the moon. At this phase, it will cast a long, thin black shadow looking like a literal sword or wall on the lunar plains. Here you can see it's kind of like a rapier that they use for fencing. A little reference there for somebody. Imaging targets, if you want targets with high contrast, you need catch them now lighting. These are all great for imaging. You'll have a lunar occultation of the Pleiades on February 23rd. Shot nearly the nearly first quarter moon will skim the northern edge of Messier 45, the Pleiades. This is a high dynamic range HDR challenge. The bright limb of the moon will easily wash out the stars, so you got to be careful with that. Frame the moon so the dark limb is leading. You will want to catch the Earth shine on the dark side, along with the bright stars of the seven sisters of the Pleiades. Copernicus and Eratosthenes. As the moon becomes a waxing gibbous, Copernicus, the monarch of the moon, emerges from the shadows. It's a complex ray system, and crater floor are spectacular for high resolution. Lucky imaging the contrast between the rugged Apennine Mountains and the smooth floor of the Mare Imbrium nearby provides excellent texture for sharpening. And I thought that this image that I captured off the net really kind of showed that really well, both craters here. Clavis, great detailed shot of Clavis. It's one of the largest crater formations. It contains a semicircular of smaller craters on its floor that decrease in size, which you can see in the image. It's an excellent test for your telescope's resolving power. Try to see how many of the craterlets within Clavis your camera can pick up, or visually, if you're observing it, how many you can visually pick up. So here's just a little table of that. We have the Great Planet Parade here. These images are from Live Sky. You can see this is a close-up of Venus, Mercury, Saturn, and Neptune with the moon Phoebe there. And then you can see that on the 28th, right after sunset, this is at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, you can see there's Venus, there's Mercury, Neptune, Saturn, Uranus, and then up to Jupiter. Again, not a straight line like people think, but they are all going to be visible in the night sky. Mercury is at its peak on the 19th and 20th. It reaches its greatest eastern elongation today and tomorrow, the 19th and 20th. It's sitting about 18 degrees from the sun, making this the best time in all of 2026 to see the swift planet low in the western twilight. Saturn-Neptune grand finale, the 16th through the 20th. We're in the final stages of a rare triple conjunction with them. Saturn and Neptune reached their closest approach on February 20th, today. This is the closest they'll be until the year 2132. The two planets will only be 54 arcseconds apart, easily seen within the same field of view. Should also make a great image target or sketching if you can get out. Mercury meets Venus on the 26th. On the evening of the 26th, Mercury and Venus will be separated by only 4.7 degrees. Look for them as a bright pair low in the west about 30 to 45 minutes after sunset. Sooner if you're farther out west, and you'll need a low horizon for that. Full alignment on the 28th, which I've talked about. All 6 planets will be traceable in a long arc from the western horizon up toward Jupiter and Gemini. However, as I posted here at EadsyAstronomy, I posted that at that link. You can go and see that post on it. Lunar occultation of the Pleiades, again on the 23rd. It's the prestige event. First quarter moon will pass directly in front of the Pleiades. Kind of a cool thing to watch. In North America, observers will see the moon occult the dimmer stars 18 and 21 Tauri before midnight. And in Europe, Iceland, observers will see the moon hide the brighter seven sisters like Tegea and Maya. Moon and Jupiter, 26th and 27th, the gibbous moon will slide past bright Jupiter and Gemini, providing a great scale for just how massive and bright Jupiter is appearing this month. Great target to sketch or image that night. This week, of course, you have Venus, Mercury's up, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and Jupiter. I'm not going to go through all of those. Jupiter, again, is king still right now. Mercury-Venus conjunction on the 26th to the 28th. Use low-power eyepiece to see both inner worlds in the same general region. It's a great landscape astrophotography opportunity. Capture the pair above a clear western horizon. Uranus, again, is just below the Pleiades. You can see that there. On the 22nd, 23rd, the moon will also be in this area. The moon will wash out the nebula in the Pleiades. The contrast between the pale green of Uranus and the blue-white stars of M45 still visible through a telescope. Great image target, great sketching target. Mars is currently not visible. It's just past its superior conjunction with the Sun and won't return to the morning sky for most observers until April of 2026. Neptune is significantly more difficult this week because it's very low in the western twilight. It's currently at the very end of its evening visibility window. It's in Pisces, extremely close to Saturn. In fact, they're coming off a rare conjunction where they were separated by less than 1 degree. Magnitude 8, you're going to need a telescope with really high-end, high-power binoculars. Even with large aperture scope, it's a challenge due to its low altitude. It's 30.7 astronomical units away. It will look very small, like a deep blue star, but it doesn't shine, it doesn't twinkle at all. Use an online program like Sky Safari or the Finder map here to locate it. A very narrow window on that one on Neptune. It's about 30 minutes starting about 40, I would say starting at sunset, you get about 30 to 40 minutes max on this. Here's some double stars that you can go after. Castor, it's the sextuple twin. They're separated by 5.4 degrees, magnitude 1.9 and 2.9. It's one of the most famous doubles in the sky. The two components will look like bright, brilliant white piercing diamonds, which you can see here. Algebra, Gamma Leonis, the golden pair. Another beautiful double in the sky for this week. The colors are striking. They're described as line mains gold and honey yellow here. The pair is tightening slowly over the centuries. Larger apertures will easily split them, even in mediocre seeing. But in steady air, the black space between these two golden orbs is a sight to behold. And you can barely see it in that image. Olmec, again, another one. It's widely considered the most beautiful double in the sky after Albireo. I'll kind of question that in a second. You get a vivid golden yellow primary against a sharp blue indigo blue secondary companion right there. This is a good one for high power. You won't split the 0.1 subcomponents. Look for any elongation of the blue star at 400 max. Winter Albireo, I call it H3945. Gonna have to put an image in there, just one sec. There we go, I got the image in. It's a pair famous for mimicking the striking gold and blue contrast of summertime Albireo and Cygnus. Its magnitude about 5 and 5/8. Separation is 26.8 degrees. It's an easy split. It's found in the hindquarters of Sirius, the big dog. The easiest way to Canis Major, sorry, not Sirius. It's in the hindquarters of Canis Major. The easiest way to find it is to draw a line from Sirius down to Wesson, Delta Canis Majoris, and then move about 3.5 degrees circuit northeast. Beautiful. I think this and Olmec just make for a beautiful contrasting pair to take a look at. Then, of course, you've got the pup with Sirius. Here you can see Sirius, and that's why I was saying that before. With the pup right there, it's a great time to either image it or split it. If you have good seeing, great time to do it. Finder chart for that. I'm going to really pare back on the deep sky objects because we're heading into the waxing gibbous phase. These are all bright objects that you can see. Again, they actually show better when the moon's not out there. Always know that, but if you're looking and itching just to see something, here you go. 4-inch scopes. You got the Pleiades, of course, are always wonderful. See if you can see the nebulosity. Usually I got to be at a dark site to get that. Beehive clusters, beautiful to look at, beautiful to image, beautiful to sketch. Double cluster still up. It's high in Perseus, early in the evening. Just got done sketching that. I'll be sharing that shortly. And then I need to spend time, I really need, before Orion and Messier 42 disappears. I've seen it so beautifully out at our dark sites. I really want to take about an hour and just really resketch that one. I just love that, looking at that. Best for mid to large scopes. You got the Eskimo Nebula. Here it is in my 17.5 sketch at high power, 250x plus. You can see the parka hood around it. You can see the inner little darkness around it and the other hood around it that gives us its name. I was able to see it, like I said, here in my 17.5 recently in the central star there. Bode's Galaxy M81 and M82 are high in Ursa Major after about 10 o'clock. Usually high aperture will get those, or imaging will get those. See if you can get the modeled dust lane and structured detail that the smaller scopes will miss. Thor's helmet, we've looked at, Shane and I, several times lately. It's located in Canis Major. Use the O3 filter on this. It's oxygen-rich bubble blown by a Wolf-Rayet star. You can see the Wolf-Rayet star. The wings of the helmet are stunning in large apertures and in images. The Leo triplet M6566 and the Hamburger NGC 3628 after about 9 o'clock as Leo's rising up. Perfect field of view for larger aperture and imaging. Look for the Hamburger and its prominent dust lane. So there are some targets if you're going to image. Rosette, jellyfish. I'd really hold off on the jellyfish, but I leave it there because it's one of my favorite objects in the winter. Hubble's Variable Nebula and the Crab Nebula. Dark skies are critical for these, like especially IC 443. So since you're imaging during a bright moon, the strategy is either narrow band H-alpha O3 or short exposure broadband. If you got news roundup, see my individual posts this week about solar prominences and solar smoke rings, losing our night sky to millions of satellites, why we may not have heard from alien civilizations so far, and a video on the 6 planetary lineup for Saturday the 28th. Again, online version is here. If you want a copy, hit the link, go to File, make a copy. You can have a copy in your Google Drive, or if attached it as a PDF. Thanks for joining me. We'll catch you later, and have a great one. Hope you have clear skies. Hope my skies start to clear soon. Talk to you soon. Bye.